Hi everybody, it's Wendy from Budget Pumpkin, and today we are going to talk about how to take a variable bill like your gas or your electric and how to average that out over the year so you can set aside the same amount of money each month and pretty much have your bills covered through the year. Hi everybody, my name is Wendy and this is my channel, Budget Pumpkin. I'm on a journey to becoming debt-free, and I'm going to do that by making better financial decisions, one baby step at a time. On this channel, we're going to talk about things like budgeting, cash stuffing, planning, dealing with debt, and some savings challenges. If you'd like to follow along, please subscribe, like, and make a comment in the video. Thanks for being here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull up all of our old bills. Now, I'm doing this, pretty much the biggest variable bill that I have is my gas and electric, which are combined. You may have them separate. My water bill, we don't water our lawn in the summer, and we don't have like a pool or anything like that, which would pull a lot of extra weird water usage. So I pay the same amount on my water bill. I don't really need to do like a variable. But if you maybe have a pool or water your lawn or whatever, you may want to do that so you can pay or save extra in the months that are low, and then have more for the summer months or whenever you would need more water. But anything that's variable like that, we're gonna save. So this is kind of a, if you can see this, but this is our gas and electric bill, and this is our last one. Now, as you can see, I paid $250, which is what I budget for. My actual charges, my current charges were $144.13. I had a credit on my bill because I've been paying $250 a month whether I needed it or not. So my current charges were $144.13. That's the amount that I needed for the bills that I actually had, or what was actually charged during the billing period. My account balance is only $62.19 because I had a credit balance. So when you do this, you want to make sure that you're looking at like your total current charges. And as you can see, this bill varies. So I don't know if it'll zoom properly. But you can see we're in May here, and we're coming into June, July, August, and so that's a heavy electric usage because of our air conditioning. And then it dips down in the fall, and then it comes a little back up a little bit in the winter with our gas usage, and then kind of comes down in the spring. So this is kind of where we are now. I'm going into these months with heavier usage. So I know that I may have to pay some extra on my bills to make it worth, excuse me. We have to pay extra on some of my bills because they're going to be above the average that we're going to calculate. But once we've kind of been through this for a year and we're setting the proper amount of money aside or paying it extra on our bill, it'll kind of even itself out. And I recommend that you do this exercise like once a year just to kind of maintain balance. So the first thing that you need to do is you go through your bills or your bank statements for the past 12 months, and you write down the amount that you paid. So in June of 2022, our current charges were $221.92. Let me see if maybe I can zoom this a little bit more. Okay, and then in July, we were at $313.92. In August, we were at $284.75. September, $245. $157.62. October, we went down to $157.50. And I think September was unusually warm. We usually, Labor Day is at the beginning of September here in the States. And so usually we don't run our AC much, but I remember we were running our AC almost into October last year. November was $156.42. December was $237.81. And then January of this year, $290.30. February is $246.78. March was $237.28. April was $205.89, and May was $144.13. So you can see here, like October and November, when we're really not running the heat or the AC, were kind of low for us, and May was kind of low for us. So what we do, and our high months are obviously July, August, we're up there. January, I think that the portion of time that this took, we were sick, and so we actually bumped the heat in the house up a bit because we were sick. Usually we keep it kind of cold and just put clothes on, but we bumped the heat up a little bit in January because we were sick. And then everything else seems kind of average. So our total, and you guys know me, I have to add off the screen because numbers are hard, and I already have the total written down. Our total was $2,742.32. And if we take that total and we divide it by 12, I get $228.53. Now, if you notice when I'm doing our budget, I put aside $250. So to me, rounding up is important because it covers fluctuations, say maybe in the price of the utility. It covers, let me zoom out a little bit. So anything that, like if the utility fluctuates, if the rate goes up, if we have a little bit warmer summer or a little bit colder winter, I kind of like to take it and do this. And I do this like once a year just to make sure that I'm setting aside the right amount. And you can see the instructions on here are to go back through your bills or bank statements for the past 12 months and write down how much the current charges were for that month. Add those amounts together and divide by 12. That will give you an idea of how much you need to set aside each month for your utility bill. If you are going into a season where you will use more, like AC in the summer, use your past bills as a guide for what to save that month. If you have a month that is lower than that average, save your money to roll forward or pay extra on your bill. Once you've been able to do this for a year, use the notes section to take a look back and see how you did. So what I can do is, now that I have this filled out, when I get my bill in June, I can write it in here and see how we compared, and then I can look at it. Did my rate go up? What happened? But if we do this, and I'm going to use like $250 as my threshold, even though our average is only $228. So over the past year, June, I would have had a credit. I had to pay extra in July, August, September, we just made it. And then I had a surplus in October, a surplus in November. I'm a little bit under in December. I was over in January, just under in February, just under in March, and under in April, and then under in May. So all told, if I had started this in a month like where our bills were super low, like if I started in the fall, I probably would have gotten a little bit better average. We would have a little bit more credit with our electric and gas bill. But this is a good idea and exercise to go through any time. So I'm looking at June, I'll probably be pretty close to that $250 I set aside. But in July and August, I want to make sure that I'm looking at those bills and I'm setting aside extra money to cover these, right? Because these are higher. I need to set aside probably about an extra $75 in July and maybe an extra $50 in August, because I always like to round up a little bit. And then again in maybe January. So this will kind of give you an idea of what to set aside if you're setting aside a little bit extra. It's always good, and it's a great way to average your bills. This is one of the printables that is in my my Etsy shop, BudgetPumpkinStudio. And so here's the printable. I hope that you can calculate out your bills and make sure that you are kind of in line and stabilizing your budget by budgeting for things that are variable. So if you've been around, thank you. And if you are new here, thank you. I hope this helps you out. And I will see you on the next video.